Hello, my name is Harley T. Hall, and I am running for school board here in Merrimack. I'm running because our schools deserve experienced, independent leadership focused on student learning, achievement, and support. I'm a homeowner, husband, and dad. Our two older children graduated from Merrimack, and my youngest is an 8th grader and will be at the high school next year. I'm an Air Force veteran and served in Iraq in 2005. I was also a police officer and detective before becoming an educator. I've taught history and law classes in high school, as well as teaching at the college level. I'm currently an assistant principal in a nearby school district after having taught at Merrimack High School for the previous 8 years. I've worked in classrooms and supported fellow educators, been an advisor to 3 different graduating classes here at Merrimack High School, including the COVID class of 2020, and I'm now a leader at the school level. I would bring 13 years of education to the board. I think this is especially relevant given that both the incoming superintendent and assistant superintendent of curriculum, instruction, and assessment will be new to these roles and new to Merrimack. It should go without saying that I'm very much a pro-education candidate. The school board's most important responsibility centers on ensuring student learning followed closely by fiscal stewardship. The board does this by ensuring the superintendent and building leaders have what they need to do their job. And it also means looking to these same leaders for results and accountability to those ends. Focus on academic growth, real-world readiness, and life skills for all learners should be the main academic focus of the district. We should also use data to guide these decisions in all aspects. We should also be honest about what's working and what isn't. We should focus on measurable results, not just shifting programs for the sake of change. The high school's current work on competency-based learning is an example of well-placed and purposeful shifts designed to facilitate student learning. When it comes to teachers, teachers are the backbone of our schools. I've been in the classroom and I've led schools. One of the most important things school leaders can do is protect instructional time and reduce the unnecessary mandates that often bog down teachers when they are not in the classroom. This means providing them meaningful support, both instructionally and for discipline. I want to create conditions to not only attract, but also retain the best teachers in Merrimack. This includes passing Article 3 on this year's school ballot. We cannot have a year where we simultaneously cut a dozen teaching positions and not keep our teacher wages competitive. Doing so would have long-term negative impacts on both attracting and retaining the best teachers. I will vote in favor of Article 3 on April 14th, and I implore all Merrimack voters to do the same. When it comes to budgeting, I'm a firm believer in being transparent stewards of public funds. This doesn't mean blind 10% cuts across the board. This is an approach that I could never support. It means examining the efficiency of how the schools leverage funding towards all of our learners. We should always prioritize spending that impacts our students' learning directly. We should evaluate programs for effectiveness, not merely their intent, by ensuring that every dollar has purpose and impact on learning. We should also make disciplined and informed educational decisions while always keeping the fiscal impact a part of the decision-making progress. The federal government has never met its obligation to adequately fund special education programs, which passes the buck on to state and local governments. In New Hampshire, however, the state passes an undue amount of this cost directly to us, homeowners in the towns. For the past 30 years, the state has consistently refused to meet its constitutional obligations when it comes to funding schools. As a member of the board, I would add my voice to the current push by the Merrimack School Board to keep the legislature in line to meet its constitutional obligations. I promise to the community that I will build trust through transparency. I commit to clear, honest communication. The board only has legal authority when meeting in a quorum, but I will always listen openly and communicate clearly. Like many residents, I was not satisfied with the shifting quotes and building designs for the SAU building a few years ago. I hold no doubts that the SAU building is inadequate, but I could not understand why the $4 million option wasn't the first one offered, especially given the community's concern over the tax rate. I promise to make decisions openly and preserve non-public sessions for the short list of topics where non-public sessions should happen. I want to focus on solution and respect. And something I've learned over the years is that even when you disagree with somebody, you should always assume good intentions. We all have the same goal in mind, and sometimes we have differing views on how to get there, sometimes passionately, but we can always agree to work together to get to that goal. In closing, I call on my experience as a leader in both the education system and as an NCO in a combat zone. I have a commitment to student achievement, teachers, budgeting, and transparency. My leadership is grounded in experience and focused on results. I firmly believe that education is the best equalizer that allows students of all backgrounds to fully attain their potential and become successful leaders in our community. I respectfully ask for your vote for school board on April 14th. Thank you very much, and my name is Harley Hall, and I approve of this message.